The 2017 Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. Rumors about Alfa Romeo's plans to revive the Giulia nameplate have been floating around since 2012, but it took the Italians until 2015 to actually reveal a modern incarnation of its iconic compact sedan. Developed as a rear-wheel drive competitor for the 2016 BMW 3 Series and the 2015 Mercedes-Benz C-Class, the new Giulia also marks the brand's return to its RWD roots. Making the news that much better is that Alfa Romeo kicked this revival off with a high-performance model aimed at the 2016 BMW M3 and 2015 Mercedes-AMG C63. Meet the Giulia Quadrifoglio, the beefed-up sedan that's been forged with just one purpose: to obliterate its German rivals. This is indeed a great moment for Alfa Romeo, which has just launched its first RWD sedan since 1992, when the 75 Milano model was discontinued. From then on, Fiat took over and replaced it with the 155, 156, and the 159. The 159 was retired in 2011, putting an end to Alfa Romeo as a compact executive car manufacturer. Come 2015 and the Italian brand finally has something to brag about. Updated 12 December 2016, Alfa Romeo revealed prices for the most powerful version of its latest Giulia sedan. Continue reading to learn more about the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. Exterior. Before we take a deep dive into the Giulia's design, I must stress that our rendering was way off what Alfa Romeo penned for this sedan. In fact, none of the renderings that surfaced the interwebs got it right. It may be just a case of bad luck, but I have a feeling it has something to do with the fact that no one expected the Giulia, even though it's the Quadrifoglio version I'm talking about here, to be this brutal. While it's a savage design of the love it or hate it variety, that front end is definitely something you don't want to see in your rear-view mirror. Europe just got its very own Dodge Charger. It's brutal and seemingly unpolished. It's not beautiful in a contest-winning way, but it's damn gorgeous for what it represents. It's brutal and seemingly unpolished. It's not beautiful in a contest-winning way, but it's damn gorgeous for what it represents. The front fascia is unlike anything else seen on an Alfa Romeo. Yeah, it's not like it has many models in showrooms nowadays, with sleek headlamps extending toward the nose and a massive split intake down below. That thing is huge and looks like it's eager to swallow all the bimmers in its path. The traditional Alfa Romeo shield-shaped front grille is there as well, helping the aggressive hood and hose blend in with the nearly flat front end. The styling is less radical around back, but equally aggressive. The taillights seem to be somewhat reminiscent of the 2006 Alfa 159, but everything else was designed with sportiness in mind. There's a subtle spoiler atop the trunk lid, while the beefy bumper houses a massive diffuser with a menacing quad-pipe exhaust layout. The sculpted profile is highlighted by gills behind the front fenders and a deep character line that goes all the way toward the beefy rear haunches. The creases at the bottom of the doors enhance the protruding side skirts. Finally, the Alfa Romeo-style wheels are here to remind us that the Italian brand is back in business. The big brake discs and calipers behind the rims also speak volumes of the sedan's performance. Competing designs. The AMG C63 is the perfect compact if you want the performance, but not the brutal looks of the Quadrifoglio. Around since 2014, the current BMW M3 left is already a classic. Although penned by a different designer, the F80 M3 is just an evolution of the previous model, featuring some of the same styling cues that were brought into the spotlight back in 2007. Needless to say, the sedan has an aggressive exterior with large bumper intakes and a sporty diffuser, but it's nowhere near as brutal as the Giulia Quadrifoglio. The Bimmer is set to get a facelift in 2017, but don't expect anything major. If previous updates are any indication, the sedan will get revised headlamps and taillights, with almost everything else to carry over unchanged. Launched for the 2015 model year, the current AMG C63 follows into the footsteps of the M3, as it is a beefed-up version of its road-going counterpart, which in this case is the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Much like the M3, the C63 is no match for the Giulia Quadrifoglio as far as aggressiveness goes, but if you're looking for a sedan that's both powerful and stylish, it's one of the best choices you have. Thanks to its S-Class inspired design, carefully integrated aero parts, and clean but clever lines, the AMG C63 is the perfect compact if you want the performance, but not the brutal looks of the Quadrifoglio. Interior. Not surprisingly, the Italians went with a simple and sporty design. Oriented toward the driver like in any full-fledged sports car, the dashboard features a large instrument cluster and an infotainment screen embedded above the center stack. The 8.8-inch display provides access to real-time vehicle performance and telemetry, 3D graphic navigation that recognizes handwritten gestures on the top of the rotary pad, as well as a wide range of useful apps. The second rotary dial controls Alfa's DNA Pro system, which consists of 4 different driver selectable modes: dynamic, natural, advanced efficiency or race mode. These can be used to create a unique driving experience by adjusting the throttle response, turbo boost, suspension, and exhaust note. The 8.8-inch display provides access to real-time vehicle performance and telemetry. The buttons and knobs are reduced to a minimum in an overall clean design, with 2 round A/C vents on each side. Interestingly enough, the Giulia doesn't feature the wraparound-style dashboard seen on most modern vehicles. The Quadrifoglio also has plenty to brag about as far as premium features go. The steering wheel is wrapped in leather and Alcantara, while the dashboard, armrest, and door panels feature contrast stitching. The sporty seats are also covered in leather and Alcantara, while the center console has a carbon fiber case. Not bad for a performance sedan that just came out of nowhere. In terms roominess, the Giulia is quite comfortable in the front and rear. There's plenty of room up front for tall passengers, and in the rear there's impressive legroom and adequate shoulder room. Headroom isn't bad either, but tall passengers might not feel that comfortable in the back seat. The competition. While interior designs are also a matter of taste, I think that the M3 is the big loser here. As most BMW's current cabins are in dire need of a refresh. Sure, it's not that dated and not that of a big mess when it comes to ergonomics, but it feels somewhat old and cluttered when compared to the competition. Still, highlights include intuitive control placement, a leather-wrapped dashboard, and an M-specific instrument cluster with green, yellow, and red engine warning lights and a full-color head-up display that projects all the information you need right in your line of sight. The seats are comfortable, yet provide enough support for spirited driving, while overall fit and finish is worthy of a premium German car. The same can be said about the Mercedes-AMG C63, but this sedan stands out thanks to its more impressive dashboard design. Based on the larger S-Class, the C-Class cabin includes a 2-tier dashboard design with a sloping, wide center stack that houses 3 round A/C vents, almost all the controls, a freestanding display and even an analog clock. Interesting features include the race timer function, which displays performance figures on the head-up display, an IWC analog clock, brushed aluminum pedals, and trims such as linden wood, silver fiberglass, and even carbon fiber. Drivetrain. This is where things get even more serious, and a department BMW and Mercedes should keep their eyes on. While the standard Giulia comes with a range of gasoline and diesel engines developed to offer an optimum blend of performance and fuel economy, the Quadrifoglio model received a wild 3.0-liter V6 co-developed with Ferrari. The Quadrifoglio model received a wild 3.0-liter V6 co-developed with Ferrari. The US spec model will cross the pond with 505 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque, which makes it significantly more powerful than the 425 horsepower BMW M3 and the 503 horsepower Mercedes-AMG C63S. The Giulia Quadrifoglio is also the most powerful factory-built Alfa Romeo to date. The Italians claim it can hit 60 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds, but there's no word on whether this is achieved with the 6-speed manual or the 8-speed automatic. My guess is the number is for the automatic model also equipped with all-wheel drive. This is good news for US customers, as the Giulia Q gets only the automatic in North America. Performance, it's a bit quicker than the M3 and C63, while being at least 200 pounds lighter than both. According to Alfa, the Giulia Quadrifoglio has a weight-to-power ratio remarkably lower than 3 kg per PS, which means the sedan tips the scales at less than 1,530 kg, or 3,373 pounds, most likely with a manual transmission. Top speed is rated at an impressive 191 miles per hour. Drivetrain specifications. Competing performance. This is where there's an obvious gap between the Giulia Quadrifoglio and its competitors. Equipped with a turbocharged 3.0-liter inline-six, the M3 hits the tarmac with 425 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. While that's nothing to sneeze at, it's pretty far from the Giulia's 505 horsepower and 443 pound-feet rating. The deficit is evident when it comes to 0 to 60 sprints too, as the Bimmer is a tenth second slower at 3.9 clicks with the dual-clutch automatic. Granted, it's not something that should matter if you're using these cars or daily drivers, but Alfa Romeo can rightfully brag about having the quicker and more powerful sedan. Moving over to the Mercedes-AMG C63, output and performance depends on what model you go for. The base model, which uses a twin-turbo, 4.0-liter V8, comes with 469 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. The Merc is also less powerful, but much all AMGs out there, it benefits from more torque. However, it's still slower to 60 miles per hour, needing 4 seconds. For a proper alternative you need to pick the C63S version, which comes with a more powerful variant of the V8. This one is rated at 503 horsepower and 516 pound-feet. Power is about the same, but the extra torque is a massive 73 pound-feet. On the flip side, the C63S is also a tenth second slower to 60 miles per hour. But if you like the grunt of the V8 instead of a 6-cylinder, this slight difference shouldn't matter. One more thing to note is that both the M3 and AMG C63 are limited to 155 miles per hour, while the Giulia Quadrifoglio can speed up to 191 miles per hour. Chassis, suspension and brakes. The Giulia Quadrifoglio is packed with all the goodies we can expect from a modern performance sedan. It has a double wishbone suspension at the front and a 5-link system at the rear, while spring and damper rates are tuned to make the sedan as sporty as possible on both the road and the track. There's also an active differential and torque vectoring, which work in conjunction with a perfect 50-50 weight distribution. The Italians also claim that the Giulia Quadrifoglio has the most direct steering on the market. Standard stopping power comes from iron rotors clamped by 4-pot Brembo calipers at all 4 corners. Optionally, Alfa Romeo offers carbon ceramic rotors and 6-piston Brembo calipers for the front axle. The competition. Needless to say, both BMW and Mercedes have plenty of experience as far as track-ready road cars go and know how to design a chassis for the perfect blend of performance and daily comfort. The M3 rides on a lightweight chassis that includes many aluminum parts, such as double-joint spring struts, control arms, wheel carriers, and axle subframes, while the play-free ball joints and rubber bushing-free, 5-link rear suspension keep things tight. Keeping the C63 on its best behavior is AMG's Ride Control Sport suspension with 3-stage adjustable damping. The independent suspension is built mostly of aluminum and features dynamic-oriented kinematics, electronically controlled shock absorbers, and AMG-specific elastokinematics. The system comprises a 4-link suspension up front and a multi-link unit on the rear, which can be set between 3 different stages for either optimum long-distance comfort or maximum sporting performance. There's also a rear locking differential, a 3-stage ESP, and a precise, speed-sensitive sport steering. Of the 3 cars here, the Merc appears to have the most advanced suspension system. Prices. U.S. pricing for the Giulia Quadrifoglio starts from $72,000, which makes it the most expensive Alfa Romeo model available in North America as of December 2016. For reference, the 4C Coupe retails from $55,900, while the 4C Spider starts from $65,900. In the UK, the beefed-up sedan fetches £59,000 before options, which accounts for a £30,000 premium over the base Giulia model. That's a lot of extra cash, but the Quadrifoglio badge comes with significantly more features. Competing prices. Moving over to the competition, you can buy a BMW M3 sedan for a lot less. Specifically, the German four-door costs $64,000 before options. The same goes for the Mercedes-AMG C63 too, which starts from $65,200. However, you should keep in mind that these cars come with 425 and 469 horsepower, respectively. If you want a German car with a similar amount of oomph, your only choice is the AMG C63S. This version of sedan cranks out an impressive 503 horses, but pricing goes up to $72,800, which puts it on par with the Giulia Quadrifoglio. Competitors. Other options to consider. Cadillac ATS-V sedan. If you're looking for a performance sedan made in the good old US of A, then you need to take a closer look at the ATS-V. Based on the ATS, the company's smallest car to date, the ATS-V has everything it takes to compete in this tough niche. It looks aggressive yet stylish, it has a premium interior, and a powerful drivetrain. Motivated by a twin-turbo, 3.6-liter V6 with titanium connecting rods and titanium aluminide turbines, the ATS-V sedan has 464 horsepower and 445 pound-feet of twist on tap. Although it's not as powerful as the Giulia Quadrifoglio and Mercedes-AMG C63S, the ATS-V is among the quickest, needing 3.9 seconds to hit 60 miles per hour. Its top speed is also superior to that of its German counterparts, reaching 185 miles per hour. The sedan also gets GM's third-generation magnetic ride control with 3 driver selectable driving modes, including a setting for the track. Priced from $60,695, the ATS-V is the most affordable proposition here. Learn more about the Cadillac ATS-V sedan here. Audi 4 Rupees sedan. The latest Audi A4 sedan has yet to receive an RS versions, but we know it's underway for 2017. Also, unlike the previous model, the beefed-up sedan may finally find its way into North American dealerships. Styling-wise, it should be a more aggressive version of the latest A4, meaning it will sport the same angular cues highlighted by enhanced aero work, wider fenders, and bigger air vents. The interior will also be brand new and include some of the finest materials on the market and Audi's latest technology. Under the hood, the previous 4.2-liter V8 will be dropped in favor of a turbocharged 3.0-liter V6. Output is still a mystery, but given that the outgoing model comes with 444 horsepower, the redesign could benefit from almost 500 horses. This figure, along with the lighter chassis and body, should make it as quick as the competition. Pricing-wise, the 4 Rupees sedan should sit somewhere in the upper $60,000 range. Find out more about the Audi 4 Rupees sedan here. Conclusion. The 2014 Alfa 4C might have been the beginning of a beautiful revival of the Alfa Romeo brand, but it's the Giulia Quadrifoglio that signals things are about to get a lot more serious. It's been more than 2 decades since Alfa offered a RWD sedan, which makes the introduction of the Giulia somewhat of a historic moment for the Italian brand. This could also mean that FCA finally decided Alfa Romeo needs to operate on its own and sell products built on performance-oriented platforms rather than boring Fiat underpinnings. Better late than never, right? More importantly, the performance compact segment just got a new member, which raises the number of sedans worthy of our attention to 5, including the M3, AMG C63, ATS-V, and Audi 4 Rupees. Also, the big guns of the niche might finally have a proper Italian vehicle to give them a run for their money. Welcome back, Alfa Romeo. Love it. Brutish looks amazing. Performance marks the return of the Alfa Romeo RWD sedan, lighter than its competitors. Leave it. Will it be good enough for the M3 and AMG C63 on the road? A bit expensive. Desano art renderings. Updated history. Updated November 20, 2015, we added a set of new images taken during the car's official debut at the 2015 Los Angeles Auto Show. Updated November 18, 2015, the new Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio made its North American debut at the 2015 Los Angeles Auto Show. According to the company, sales will begin in the second quarter of 2016 with a starting price of around $70,000. Updated September 21, 2015, we've added a series of new photos we took at the 2015 Frankfurt Motor Show. Find them in the Pictures tab. Updated September 15, 2015, Alfa Romeo brought the new Giulia Quadrifoglio to the 2015 Frankfurt Motor Show and officially confirmed that in Italy the model will be priced from €79,000, about $89,000 at the current exchange rates. Sales will begin in the fourth quarter of 2015. The company also confirmed that the new Giulia Quadrifoglio lapped Nürburgring in 7 minutes and 39 seconds. Updated August 27, 2015, the peeps from Blog di Motori say that a Giulia Quadrifoglio prototype ran the Nürburgring in just 7:43 minutes. Obviously, nothing is official, but that time would make it much faster than the 2015 BMW M3 7:52 minutes and on par with thoroughbred sports cars like the 2014 Audi R8 V10 Plus 7:44 minutes or the 2016 Porsche Cayman GT4 7:42 minutes. Stay tuned on Topspeed for more details. Updated August 21, 2015, a camouflaged prototype of the upcoming Giulia Quadrifoglio was recently spotted doing rounds on the Nordschleife. As you can see and hear, the test driver wasn't going easy on the model. Turn up your speakers for that Alfa Ferrari V6 sound. Updated the 9th of July 2015, it's true that Alfa Romeo already unveiled the new Giulia in its most powerful version, the Quadrifoglio Verde, but our spy photographers caught some prototypes testing at Nürburgring. Also, new rumors suggest the new Giulia Quadrifoglio can hit a top speed of 321 km per hour, 200 miles per hour. Updated June 24, 2015, Alfa Romeo dropped the first official details on the new Giulia, the company's first RWD sports sedan after the 75 Milano was discontinued in 1992. It looks like the company decided to start the unveiling with the most powerful version in the lineup, the new Giulia Quadrifoglio Verde, which will get a 3.0-liter turbocharged V6 engine with 503 horsepower. Updated April 13, 2015, while speculation is all we have on the Alfa Romeo Giulia so far, we decided to create a rendering of what we think the car will look like. We hope you like it. Rendering.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.